Been a while since I did a movie review. Hello everyone, it's Living Corpse. So I saw the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It was okay. It was not that bad. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it was not bad. Definitely a step in the right direction for movies based off video games. Funny enough, everybody's all like, oh, is this the video game movie that finally breaks the curse? And I'm sitting here like, wasn't that Detective Pikachu? Because all I heard was positive things about Detective Pikachu. And then you have the CGI Resident Evil, the animated Resident Evil movies, not the live action ones where Alice is the main character, you know. The animated Resident Evil movies were pretty good. I didn't really laugh at anything, but then again, this is kind of a family movie, so the jokes are more, you know, PG and all that. Then again, I tend to have a hard time finding anything that really makes me chuckle a little or bust out laughing. Like, more often than not, something might make me smirk or just, like, I'll find it amusing, you know, stuff like that. Dr. Robotnik is such a jerk in this movie, man. He's incredibly rude to everybody. Like, this dude was destined to be a bad guy. Sonic didn't drive him insane. He was kind of already there. This movie had, like, 2 mid-credits scenes. 2. I don't know why, but that felt kind of excessive. Although the end credits with the 32-bit or 16-bit, whatever, you know, Sega Genesis Sonic game graphics were pretty cool. It was pretty cool seeing Jim Carrey recreate it in those graphics. A little bit weird, because Jim Carrey, you know, even by the end when he starts looking more like the traditional Robotnik we all know and love, he's not overweight, so it just seemed kind of weird. Like, I don't know if they tried using a fat suit and makeup to make him look overweight before, and it just didn't look right, but I'm gonna have to get used to a skinny Robotnik for a while. I still have to see Detective Pikachu. It is not easy doing movie reviews when I'm by myself. But I'm a loser with no friends, so. Boy, remember that time when Sonic had that cross-promotion with Hooters? What cross-promotion? It was more Hooters just promoting Sonic than anything. Like, dang, I get it. Sonic is a kid's game, but it's like, let's be real here. There is an adult audience for Sonic, and by adult I mean like adult, like Rule 34, all that stuff. So it's like, you know, it wouldn't really be all that vulgar to, I don't know, have a costume where Rouge the Bat is wearing Hooters outfit. I mean, for God's sake, her boobs bounced in like in Sonic Battle Adventure 2 or whatever the hell it was called. I can't remember. I played it on the GameCube. It had Shadow the Hedgehog, you know. And it had that giant lizard thing as the ultimate life form. All that jazz. Plot is simple. Sonic is stranded on Earth because, well, in his home world, there were already people after him because they wanted his power, you know, his speed power. So he's on Earth for like 10 years, pretty much losing his mind because of the isolation. Like, he wants to make friends, but he can't because, you know, he's an alien hedgehog from another planet, another reality, dimension. I think they said another planet. I think he's from outer space. It was pretty cool, actually, seeing the robots. They seemed a little too modern, or I guess realistic, the robots. I don't know, I kind of was expecting something a little closer to cartoony. Like, because, I mean, some of the humor in this is cartoony. Like, nobody would act like this in real life, you know? Like, I'm talking about the humans, not just Sonic. So, I think it's weird that they decided to go with robots that look like something we would see in real life, like something the military would make, instead of like just make something like in the games, cartoony. I mean, go all the way with it, why have this middle ground? Oh, that's something I kind of hate about movies nowadays. It's like that's something I hate about movies nowadays, and I'm glad we're kind of getting away from it a little bit, is for whatever reason they would adapt something that is a huge sci-fi or fantasy thing, something that's really heavy in science fiction or sci-fi. Did I say science fiction or sci-fi? That's the same thing. They'll take something that's really heavy with sci-fi or fantasy or sci-fantasy, and they'll be like scared we can't have too many. It's got to be more grounded. It's got to be more, and it's like, what the hell's the point of adapting something that is so heavily in the world of like make believe if you're just gonna neuter it? Like, really, Ooh. It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I think the biggest problem is it's not a forgettable movie. My biggest problem is no scene really stands out to me. I guess another problem is because Sonic is so super fast, everybody else kind of looks lame by comparison when they're trying to do something. Like, obviously you can't have Sonic do everything. He can't be Gary Stu. Because even in the video games, he didn't do everything. He always, sometimes he had help from Knuckles or Tails. Sometimes the bad guys did things, or, like Shadow and Rouge the Bat. But at the same time, it's like when normal humans, you have Sonic he's a blur. And then he stops so that the human can do, one of the humans can do something, and something important. And it's like they kind of look lame by comparison. For no fault of their own, they just kind of look lame by comparison, I did like that they at least had an excuse for why, they did have some excuses for why he couldn't just run all the time. Like, the first instance was he got shot by a tranquilizer, so his legs were a little bit wobbly. The drugs were still wearing on him. The other was he loses his rings. Like, one ring, the rings act like teleporters. One of the rings, he was about to jump in, and he accidentally dropped his bag of rings through it, so it ended up on top of that, God, what's that one building in San Francisco that looks like a pyramid? It ended up on top of that one, the one that's supposed to be earthquake-proof. So he's got to go to San Francisco, and there they have another reason for why he doesn't run everywhere. The fact that, he doesn't know where San Francisco is. And plus, he's got to rest, because even on the drive there, he gets tired and he has to rest. There's also the fact that he can't go too fast, otherwise he'll set off an EMP or something similar, and that's how Robotnik will track him down. And surprisingly, Robotnik does know how to fight in a fist fight. Surprisingly. He doesn't seem like the type. Because in the video games, I've never seen him fight, physically. He usually, when he's usually fighting you, he's doing it while piloting a robot of some sort. So, would I recommend this movie? I'd recommend it for the family. And if you're a Sonic fan, go ahead, watch it. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it wasn't bad. It was a good movie, but I wouldn't say it's amazing or great, At this point in time, that's kind of all we want from video game movies, is just please don't be bad or average. It wasn't bad, it wasn't even average. It was good, but not, like, amazing. Ooh. I do, some of the visual effects were pretty cool, though. Apparently Sonic was raised by an owl? I'll be honest, I never knew that. Assuming that's not original, like, I don't know, this could have been made for the movie, but if it wasn't, if that's canon to the game, wow, apparently Sonic's an orphan or something? He was raised by an owl. I did not know that. That's cool. There is no Super Sonic, in case you're wondering. Sadly. Sorry. No Chaos Emeralds. I think that would have just been too much for, the casual viewer who's curious about seeing this movie, but doesn't really know a whole lot about Sonic lore. Not that it would be, super complicated, but hey, for some people, 4-letter names are apparently too Japanese for them. Some people can't even, remember overly simple names like Skullcrawler. Yeah. They were pushing a lot of, good God, they were pushing a lot of, family movies in the previews, and one of them's, this stupid movie, I can't even remember the name of it, where this guy accidentally resurrects his dad from the dead, except it's only, his legs. So that he's got, a time limit to, resurrect the rest of him, and I'm just like, this is stupid. In my opinion, it's stupid. Yeah, I'd recommend this movie. I would not recommend parents let their kids watch my review, though, even though I've been very light on the swearing and it's still kind of inappropriate. It was pretty PG-13, some of my statements. Just kind of sucks. I don't really have Godzilla vs. Kong to look forward to. I mean, I do have that to look forward to, but that was supposed to come out in March, and then it got delayed for November. So, between then and now, I currently don't have a whole lot to look forward to. Oh yeah, there is that tie-in comic for Godzilla vs. Kong. Yeah, I have that to look forward to, but that's probably not coming till a month before the movie comes out. So that's October. Yeah, right now I've just been busy playing Hitman and Hitman 2. I'm getting off track. I'm kind of curious if this will get a sequel, because they are heavily hinting at a sequel, but I'm really curious if that will ever happen. Jim Carrey was, funny like he usually is, but not ha-ha funny, but amusing funny. He's an amusing villain when he does a good job of making Robotnik amusing, but good God, I would not want to actually know anybody like that in real life. And sadly, I do know some people like that in real life, or at the very least on the internet. And I'm just actually, yeah, I do know somebody like that on the internet. And he has a habit of, it's okay to correct somebody. But how you correct somebody kind of speaks a lot about you. Because it's if you say something, wrong, you get something wrong about thermodynamics or, massive ordnance penetrators or, atmospheric reentries, anything science related, he will fucking talk down to you. And it's if you really want people to learn from their mistakes, talk to them. Don't talk at them. Don't talk down to them. Because when you talk down to your students, they're less likely to learn from their mistakes, because they kind of, after a while, get so fed up with your attitude, they just kind of tune you out, and they'd rather be blissfully happy and ignorant about being wrong than feeling like shit when they're being corrected. Or, just finding you obnoxious when you correct them. I get the feeling this guy, he doesn't really care about correcting people learning from their mistakes. he just wants to flex his brain power on them, and it's like, that is obnoxious. Effects were pretty good. They look cartoony, as they should. Even though I said the robots were a little bit too realistic, there were moments where even the robots were kind of cartoony, so that was good. Alright, I'll let you guys go, so you can see this movie and judge for yourself. I don't think it's the amazing movie a lot of people are saying it is, but I don't think it's trash either. I thought it did the job. It did okay. It did good. You did good, Blue Blur and Donut Lord. Alright, see ya.